you've been doing everything right. The journaling, the affirmations, the visualizations, you've repeated the same phrases until they lost their meaning, whispered the same intentions until they became background noise. And still, something inside you feels stuck, as if you're standing at the doorway of your next chapter. Hand on the handle, but the door never quite opens. Maybe you've wondered what's wrong with you. Why others seem to quantum leap while you remain here, repeating cycles you swore you'd outgrow. But what if nothing is wrong? What if the reason you haven't become your future self is because they were never somewhere to get to? They've been here, beneath the noise, all along. You see, the version of you you're chasing isn't waiting in the distance. They're buried under layers of survival, self-doubt, and protection. Your future self is not missing. They're trapped inside you, waiting for permission to breathe. Waiting for you to stop striving long enough to feel what's already alive. It's not that you need to learn more, fix more, manifest harder, or meditate longer. You've simply been using the wrong kind of effort. You've been trying to build what was meant to be revealed. So this is not a lesson in achievement. This is a homecoming, a remembrance, a soft dismantling of everything that told you had to earn your own evolution. Take a breath slowly, because as you listen, you're not just consuming words. You're retuning your field to match the frequency of the one who already knows, the one who already is. By the end of this journey, you won't be chasing your future self anymore. You'll realize you've been carrying them the entire time in your heartbeat, in your breath, in the quiet space between thoughts. They are not waiting for you to become worthy. They are waiting for you to become still. We grow up believing life is a staircase, that progress is something we climb, step by step, until one day we finally arrive at the person we've been trying to become. We chase the next level, the next version, the next validation that says, now I'm enough. But what if that staircase was built from illusion? What if every step you've been climbing was keeping you farther from what you already are? The culture of becoming whispers a seductive lie, that transformation lives in the future. It tells you that if you can just heal a little more, manifest a little harder, or align a little better, then you'll finally meet the real you. But the deeper truth is this: every time you define yourself as not there yet, you anchor your energy in absence. You create an identity that vibrates with separation. The quantum field listens to your frequency, not your words. And the signal of, I'm not there yet, can only echo back experiences that prove it true. So you work harder. You push further. You try to earn your wholeness. But in doing so, you rehearse lack with every breath. The mind keeps chasing its own tail, calling the chase growth. Yet the soul, your quiet, ancient self, has never been chasing anything. It has only been waiting for the noise to stop. Look at nature. A seed doesn't become a tree by striving. It becomes a tree by surrendering to what it already contains. Its growth is not about adding more. It's about unfolding what's been hidden. You are no different. Your future self is not an achievement, but a revelation of what's coded inside you. When you stop trying to get there, you begin to realize there was never a there at all. There is only here, only this breath, only the frequency you're embodying right now. The one who knows peace isn't found after the chaos ends, but within it. The one who understands that stillness isn't stagnation. It's alignment. It's coherence with the field that's been guiding you all along. Maybe. The reason your manifestations feel delayed isn't because the universe is withholding, but because you've been manifesting from the identity of the seeker instead of the receiver. You can't receive what you keep chasing, and you can't become what you already are. Pause. Feel the truth of that. Let the words sink beneath the logic and into your nervous system. There's nothing wrong with desiring more. Expansion is your nature. But expansion doesn't come from effort. It comes from remembrance, from the soft exhale that says, I'm already it. This is the great reversal. The quantum paradox that most people miss. You don't attract by striving. You attract by surrendering. You don't create your future self. You unfold into them. And the more you can rest in the now with full trust, the faster your timeline rearranges around your truth. So take another breath. Not to get somewhere, but to feel how close you already are. Your evolution isn't waiting in tomorrow. It's encoded in this exact moment, humming beneath your skin, whispering through your cells. You were never becoming. You were only remembering. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that within you. Infinite versions of yourself exist, not as fantasies, but as living frequencies. Each one is already vibrating in the quantum field, waiting for your alignment to tune to it. This is not imagination. It's physics meeting consciousness. In the quantum world, potential exists everywhere until attention chooses one version to become real. Your focus is not passive. It is the sculptor of timelines. Every thought you repeat, every emotion you rehearse, sends a signal into the field. That signal becomes your code, a vibrational identity card that tells reality who you are. When you think I'm not ready yet, or I always attract chaos, that frequency ripples outward, and the field, obedient and neutral, organizes itself around that vibration. It doesn't judge. It simply mirrors. But when you shift from thinking a new identity to feeling it, everything begins to change. Feeling is the language of the body, and the body is the antenna between your inner world and the field around you. Thought is intention. Emotion is magnetism. Together, they collapse infinite potential into a single, lived experience. The quantum field is not a machine responding to commands. It's a mirror reflecting coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and nervous system are in harmony, your signal becomes pure, like a clear radio frequency, without static. You don't force your future self to appear. You simply become an energetic match to the version already existing in that dimension of possibility. Most people try to reprogram their minds while leaving their bodies behind. They repeat affirmations while their nervous system whispers, "I don't believe you." That's why change feels temporary. You can't overlay love on top of fear and expect coherence. The body must be included in the coding, breath by breath, by cell by cell. Imagine each inhale as downloading your future self signal. Imagine each exhale as releasing the interference, the old fear, the need to control, the constant scanning for evidence. This isn't visualization, it's recalibration. You are teaching your body what safety and expansion feels like. Because when the body feels safe, the quantum code can transmit clearly. This is how timelines shift. Not through effort or force, but through frequency consistency. You don't visit your future self occasionally. You practice them until they feel inevitable. You think as they think, breathe as they breathe, walk as they walk, not as pretend, but as rehearsal for reality. Every time you align your inner vibration with their peace, the field begins to rearrange external conditions to match that. Inner resonance. Consider this. There are countless radio stations broadcasting right now. You can't see them, yet the air is full of signals. When you tune the dial, the song you hear changes not because the other stations disappeared, but because you attuned your receiver. That's quantum identity. Your future self isn't waiting in time. They're waiting in tune. And here's the profound truth. Identity is not a thought. It's a frequency memory. You are remembering how to vibrate at your own highest potential. Beneath layers of conditioning, that memory has never faded. Every moment you pause, breathe, and choose presence, you send a clear message to the field. I remember who I am. You can feel it, can't you? That subtle hum beneath your skin, like static becoming song. That's coherence forming. That's your quantum code rewriting itself in real time. This isn't mystical fantasy, it's the natural. It's intelligence of creation responding to consciousness. The field doesn't need convincing. It only needs clarity. The question is not, how do I make my future self appear? The question is, how much static am I willing to release so I can finally hear their frequency? When you stop chasing your future and start embodying it, your vibration stabilizes. Reality bends, not to your will, but to your alignment. Your outer world becomes the delayed reflection of your inner calibration. So breathe, say quietly to yourself, I'm tuning in. Feel it vibrate through your ribs, your throat, your pulse. That's your new frequency signature, activating. You are not calling your future self into existence. You are remembering how to vibrate as them, and in that remembrance, the universe recognizes your code and rearranges itself to say, "Welcome home." There's a part of you that doesn't want to evolve, not because it's broken, but because it's terrified. It's the part that has survived through chaos, rejection, disappointment. The one that learned early that safety meant control, that stillness meant danger, that vulnerability was too expensive to afford. This part of you built walls, brick by emotional brick. It learned to anticipate hurt before it arrived, to shrink dreams before they had the chance to be judged. It became the protector, the guard dog of your nervous system. And for years, it worked. It kept you safe, or at least it felt like it did. But here's the truth. Few people speak. What once protected you is now what imprisons you. The same walls that kept pain out also keep expansion out. The same hypervigilance that once kept you alive now keeps you from fully living. And the identity of the one who must protect has silently become the cage around your potential. You can't access your future self from behind those walls. Because that version of you doesn't need protection, they embody safety itself. They are not guarded. They are grounded. Their nervous system doesn't brace against life. It flows with it. The field cannot mirror what you don't feel safe to hold. If your body equates peace with danger, it will unconsciously reject it. If joy feels foreign, it will disappear as soon as it arrives. This isn't self-sabotage. It's self-protection misunderstood. When your system has equated safety with tension for years, relaxation feels like threat. That's why when things start going well, a part of you panics. The energy of success feels too open, too vulnerable. The cage door opens, and rather than stepping through, the body trembles because outside the cage, there's no script, but there's a way through this. And it begins not with fighting that protector, but with meeting it. Not trying to destroy the wall, but learning why it was built. Imagine placing your hand on your chest and whispering to that part, "Thank you for keeping me safe." You don't need to stand guard anymore. At first, it won't believe you. It's been on duty for years. It's tired, but it doesn't trust rest. So you must teach it. You must show your nervous system that peace doesn't mean danger, that stillness doesn't mean the storm is coming. This is emotional alchemy, turning survival into safety, safety into openness, openness into creation. Your future self isn't waiting for a new mindset. They're waiting for a regulated body. Because creation doesn't happen in fight or flight. It happens in coherence. The quantum field doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to relaxation. Breathe. Feel the body you've carried through everything. It's not broken. It's brilliant. Every contraction was a form of wisdom. Every shutdown was your body saying, "I can't hold more yet." But now you can. You can hold expansion and not run from it. You can feel love and not brace against it. You can let go without losing yourself, you see. Your self-protection wasn't the enemy, it was love disguised as armor. And when you realize that, the armor begins to soften on its own. You don't have to force your way into transformation. You melt into it. Healing, then, isn't about tearing down defenses. It's about creating enough safety that they no longer need to exist. It's the art of reminding your body that it's safe to be seen, safe to succeed, safe to rest. When the body relaxes, the field responds instantly. Because coherence, that perfect resonance between your heart and the quantum, can only emerge when you stop bracing for impact. The cage was never external. It was built of energy, protective frequencies looping like old code. And the key to unlocking it has always been inside, the willingness to feel again. Feel the pulse of your life. Feel the tenderness that wants to return. You are not fragile. You are frequency made flesh. You can survive, but more than that, you can live. Every time you soften, you rewrite the code. Every time you breathe without guarding, you broadcast safety into the field. And the field listens. It reorganizes around your new signature, the vibration of a soul that no longer needs to hide. That is liberation. Not the absence of fear, but the presence of safety so deep that fear becomes just another wave in the current. Your future self is not waiting for you to be fearless. They are waiting for you to feel safe enough to stop pretending you are. Because when you do, the cage dissolves. And what's left is spaciousness, pure, still, creative possibility. The same energy that once defended you becomes the energy that manifests worlds. Time is not what you think it is. You've been taught that it moves forward, 1 minute to the next, 1 day after another. But in the quantum field, time is not a line. It's a landscape. And every version of you, past, present, future, already exists within it. Like stars suspended in an infinite sky, you do not become your future self by chasing her through time. You meet her in frequency. You tune into the timeline where she already breathes, already knows, already is. Imagine this. Every thought you think, every emotion you hold, every breath you take sends a signal. That signal doesn't move through linear time. It vibrates through the quantum field right now. And the field responds to who you are being, not who you are trying to become. That's why manifestation isn't about waiting for someday. It's about collapsing time by becoming the vibration of the result. Before it appears, the future isn't waiting for you to catch up. It's waiting for you to remember. When you align with your future selves, state her peace, her certainty, her self-trust, the distance between here and there disappears. Because in the quantum realm, time collapses around coherence. When your body, mind, and energy synchronize with what you desire, the field has no choice but to rearrange itself in real time. This is not magic. It's mechanics, quantum mechanics of consciousness. The observer collapses probability into form, and your observer is your identity. Every time you say, "I'm still waiting," you keep your future at arm's length. Every time you say, "I am becoming her," you unconsciously affirm that you are not her yet. But the moment you say, "I am already that," something shifts. The field listens. The gap begins to close, because identity, not time, determines speed. You've been taught that transformation takes years. That healing is a slow climb up an endless hill. But that's the illusion of linearity. The mind's attempt to measure the endless. In truth, quantum leaps are not made through effort. They happen through remembrance, through the nervous system's realization that it is safe to embody what it once feared. Your future self is not ahead. She's right here, a frequency away. And the only veil between you and her is disbelief. Think of time as a spiral, not a line. Every loop brings you closer to alignment, not because you're climbing higher, but because you're remembering more deeply. You circle back through old emotions, old patterns, old fears, not because you failed, because your body is ready to meet them from a higher vibration. This is how time collapses. You stop fighting the spiral. You stop labeling repetition as regression. And instead, you breathe into the understanding that each loop is integration, not delay. You are not late. You are arriving precisely when your nervous system feels safe enough to hold what you asked for. And maybe that's what divine timing really is, not a schedule, but a safety signal. The universe doesn't withhold your manifestations. Your body does when it doesn't yet feel ready to receive them. So the work isn't to chase your future. It's to make this moment safe enough for her to land. Breathe. Feel your body as the meeting point of infinite timelines. Every breath collapses 1,000 probabilities into now. Every surrender creates a shortcut through dimensions. Because when you stop waiting, you stop separating. And the future can finally meet you here. The irony of manifestation is that the more you chase, the further it runs. Because chasing affirms distance, but stillness, that quiet trust, that inner coherence, pulls everything toward you. Like gravity, stillness is not stagnation. It is signal. It tells the field, I am safe. I am ready. I am already it. And in that moment, timelines fold into each other. What was once a dream becomes memory. What was once someday becomes today. This is why certain breakthroughs feel instantaneous. one realization, one breath, one release. And suddenly, everything changes. It's not that the universe suddenly decided to bless you. It's that you finally stopped vibrating at separation. Time didn't move. You did so if you wish to collapse time, stop asking when, and start asking who. Who is the version of me that already lives in the reality I desire? How does she think, feel, breathe, move? What does she no longer chase, no longer fear, no longer apologize for? And then begin to act from that knowing. Not as a performance, but as a remembrance. Because the field doesn't respond to effort, it responds to evidence. And the most powerful evidence is embodiment. Every time you show your body that it's safe to be her now, time bends around you. Every time you hold the frequency of fulfillment without seeing proof, the proof begins to form. This is quantum causality, where inner resonance precedes outer reality. And it's why miracles are not random. They are coherence made visible. The collapse of time happens not through doing more, but through becoming less divided. When your thoughts, emotions, and energy stopped contradicting each other, time has no resistance left to stretch through. And that's when everything you've been reaching for suddenly feels like it's reaching back. Because in truth, it always was. You were never chasing your future. You were remembering it. And now as you breathe into this moment, you are living it. You've heard it before. Match the frequency of what you want. But what does that actually mean? It's not about repeating affirmations louder, smiling wider, or forcing gratitude when your heart feels heavy. It's about resonance becoming so internally coherent that your energy field broadcasts one clear, undeniable message to the universe. This is who I am now, you see. Everything in the quantum field is vibration, infinite waves of potential, waiting for coherence to give them shape. In your frequency, the sum of your thoughts, emotions, breath, and beliefs acts as your personal broadcast signal. You don't attract what you want. You attract what your nervous system believes is safe to have. That's why raising your vibration isn't about bypassing pain. It's about integrating it. True frequency work is somatic. It's lived through the body, not spoken through the mind. Because the mind can say, I am abundant, while the body still whispers. But what if it all disappears? Becoming the frequency means closing that gap. It's when your words, emotions, and energy stop contradicting each other. When what you think and what you feel finally agree, and the universe has no choice but to echo it back. You cannot fake frequency. The field doesn't hear your words. It feels your coherence. It listens not to your goals, but to your embodiment. So if you desire peace, must become peace, not by forcing stillness, but by regulating your nervous system enough to feel safe in it. If you desire love, you must become love, not by chasing it, but by treating yourself as the one already chosen. If you desire abundance, you must become abundance, not through grasping, but through the quiet confidence that overflow is your natural state. Becoming the frequency is not about doing more. It's about being less divided. It's not about acting as if, it's about remembering that the version of you who already has it exists now. Every time you breathe slowly, you signal safety. Every time you release the need to control, you align closer to your core frequency. Every time you let go of trying to get, you allow energy to flow toward you naturally because your field no longer broadcasts lack. Your body is the instrument, and coherence is the tuning. So ask yourself, what is my current broadcast? Is it calm? Is it frantic? Is it hopeful, but doubting? Because the quantum field is not judging, it's mirroring. The shift happens when you start tuning yourself the way a musician tunes a violin. With patience, with gentleness, with precision, you adjust, listen, adjust again until the note rings clear. And when it does, reality begins to harmonize around you. This is the difference between desire and embodiment. Desire says, I want. Embodiment says, I am. The universe responds only to I am, because I want implies distance. I am is now, but here's the subtle secret. You don't become the frequency by rejecting the parts of you that aren't there yet. You become it by bringing those parts home, by loving the fragments that still feel separate, by saying, "You're safe now. You can come with me." That's the alchemy integration. The field amplifies wholeness. So, sit for a moment. Feel the weight of your body, the rhythm of your breath. Every inhale, a reminder of expansion. Every exhale, a release of resistance. Your frequency is recalibrating, not because you're forcing it, but because you're allowing it. Alignment isn't achieved. It's remembered. The frequency of your future self is not somewhere out there in the stars. It's vibrating beneath your skin, humming quietly in your cells, waiting for your permission to take the lead. When you stop chasing and start resonating, time bends, outcomes rearrange. Opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. But it isn't luck, it's physics. The moment your energy field matches the vibration of your chosen reality, that reality must appear. It's not a reward. It's resonance. Becoming the frequency means living as if the gap never existed. It's walking as her, breathing as her, responding as her, not pretending, but remembering that she is you. Already encoded in your energy, every thought, every word, every movement becomes an affirmation. This is who I am now. And when that truth settles into your body, not as a concept, but as a felt reality, everything around you begins to reorganize in silent agreement. The quantum doesn't delay. It mirrors, and the moment you become the vibration of wholeness, you stop manifesting from lack. You stop seeking from emptiness. You start creating from fullness, because you no longer need the thing to prove who you are. You are the thing. You are the frequency. You are the signal the universe has been waiting to respond to. And that is the moment reality begins to sing in tune with you. Surrender is the moment you stop wrestling with life. And remember that the current has always been carrying you. It's not giving up. It's giving in to coherence, to truth, to flow, to the part of you that already knows the outcome, doesn't need to rush to meet it. In the quantum field, resistance creates distortion. Imagine your energy as waves moving through water. When you tense, when you cling, when you demand to know when and how, the water ripples chaotically, your signal loses clarity. But when you exhale, when you soften, the wave becomes pure again, undistorted, synchronized with the whole. Surrender is that softening. It's the purification of your signal. You see, control is the nervous system's way of saying, "I don't feel safe." When you overthink, micromanage, or try to force alignment, it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because your body is trying to protect you. It's afraid that if you let go, everything will collapse. But the quantum paradox is this. The collapse you fear is the very thing that creates the miracle. The moment you stop observing your reality through the lens of fear, the wave collapses differently. Energy reorganizes itself around your new neutrality. And neutrality is not indifference, it's faith made visible. Faith is physics. It's coherence with the unseen. When you hold trust as a vibration, not just an idea, you emit a frequency of safety that allows reality to move in your favor without interference. Think of it like a magnet. When you grip, the magnet weakens. When you release, the field strengthens. Why? Because flow cannot enter where tension guards the door. The universe doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to openness. Surrender is not passive. It's the most active form of alignment there is. It's the body saying, "I no longer need to control this to feel safe." And in that safety, new timelines can finally be received. Every major transformation begins with an energetic unclenching. You stop fighting the river, and remember, you are the river. The current doesn't push you. It becomes you. And in that moment, manifestation shifts from effort to inevitability. Surrender is not about letting go of desire. It's about letting go of resistance to desire. It's the space where longing transforms into trust, where impatience melts into divine timing. So how do you surrender in practice? You regulate before you react. You breathe before you believe the fear. You notice the mind saying, But what if it never happens? And answer with, then I am still safe. You stop assigning meaning to delay. You start seeing every pause as preparation. Because the quantum field doesn't operate on human impatience. It moves through energetic readiness. When you surrender, you align with readiness. You broadcast, I already have it because I already am it. And from that frequency, outcomes no longer need to prove your worth. They simply mirror your wholeness. The universe is like a mirror that only reflects when you stop shaking it. When you're frantic, the reflection blurs. When you're still, the image becomes clear. Stillness is the technology of creation. And surrender is how you activate it. It's the shift from the question, when will it come? To the knowing, it's already unfolding. Because it is. Right now, countless variables are aligning that you cannot see: conversations, coincidences, impulses, timing. And the more you release the need to control them, the faster they synchronize. So take a breath. Loosen the grip. Let the current carry what you've been clutching. The wave doesn't need your command. It only needs your permission. You don't manifest through tension. You manifest through resonance. And resonance is born in surrender. Because the physics of creation isn't about doing more, it's about allowing more. And the moment you allow, you remember the simplest truth of all. You were never holding the universe together. It was always holding you. Reality is not happening to you. It's happening through you. Every experience, every conversation, every coincidence is a mirrored projection of your own energy field. The universe doesn't judge or choose sides. It simply reflects coherence. It shows you with precision who you're being, not who you wish to be. This is the mirror principle. It's one of the simplest, yet most confronting laws of quantum embodiment. Because it means that every person you meet, every challenge you face, and every delay you feel is an energetic echo of your internal state. When you understand this, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And begin asking, what is this showing me about me? Imagine walking through a hall of mirrors. Each mirror represents a relationship, a dream, a fear, a timeline. Some mirrors flatter you. They reflect your light, your love, your ease. Others distort, amplifying your doubts, your resistance, your wounds. But none of them lie. They're all revealing the frequency you're broadcasting, moment to moment. Life, then, is not punishing you. It's teaching you. Every reflection is a feedback loop guiding you toward coherence, toward wholeness. And the faster you interpret your reflection with compassion instead of blame, the faster your external world transforms. Because when you fight the mirror, you stay stuck in distortion. You clean the glass of reality instead of adjusting the light within. But when you own your reflection, even the uncomfortable parts, you reclaim creative power. You stop waiting for others to change and become the change the mirror has been waiting to reflect. Let's go deeper.